Good evening, guys. Hope everyone's good. It's pretty late here in Malaysia, but very excited. I've got a special guest coming on who's going to share his background, and he's also one of the pioneers of content for football through social media. So we'll wait for him to join us. We'll introduce him, and you can get to know a little bit more about him and also learn a lot of football knowledge from him and what he can do for you guys. Here we are. The main man's coming on very soon.
Lee, what's up?
How are you?
Good, good. You?
Yeah, I'm good. I'll just change this camera a little bit because it's just a bit off.
Sounds good. How's everything?
Yeah, can't complain, can't complain.
Nice, man.
Got the iPad today. Sorry for the racket.
No worries. You guys training again?
No, we haven't started yet. We've some of the teams have starting tomorrow actually in Malaysia, and then
Nice.
for us, we all still need to do the test, to show that none of the players have got the virus, and then we can start. So I think next week we're going to start. Just waiting for the update in the team WhatsApp group.
Nice, man. Amazing.
Yeah, so I'll just introduce you because some of obviously the followers for me might not know you, which a lot of them will do because you're one of the pioneers of creative football on social media. I've been following you for a long time now. You've also been coaching, trained with some of the best players around the world. You've been fortunate enough to mingle with Lampard, Neymar, just Ronaldinho, and plenty of other players. But we'll get into that. But yeah, I just wanted to introduce you, get to know you, get to know your background, because a lot of the people actually don't know your background. We see these exciting, entertaining videos you're doing. Also creative, which you can take away and you can learn a lot and become a better player, which is pretty new for a lot of players. I'm a bit older, so I didn't have this when I was a teenager. So for young players now coming through, it's fantastic. So yeah, first of all, thanks for coming on the show. Thanks for coming on the video with me. And another thing that you're doing as well, I want to introduce, we'll get into this, is I was looking, you've got a football app, which is providing training. You're doing a podcast as well, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah, so it's been good, During quarantine, we launched everything. A week ago, we launched a training app. So all the kids anywhere in the world, they can get on and train, We've created different programs. And hopefully we'll do one with you too.
Yeah, I had a brief look at your app, and there's some good stuff on there. You're doing similar to what I'm doing, providing training, fitness training, obviously football content. You've got into nutrition. We've been teaming up with someone like that, which is fantastic. So it's similar. We're doing similar things. You've got the app, which I haven't got. I've got the membership, a monthly subscription. So yeah, it's exciting. It's nice to see what you're doing, because what you're doing is you're providing people with, something new, and it's exciting, it's entertaining, especially for young players to go away and try this, because it's going to develop them to a different level, away individually from what they're getting already from the coaches. So yeah, it's fantastic. So yeah, I just thought I'd get into a little bit of your background and the reasons for you actually getting into football. Why, from a young age, how did it all happen?
Yeah, for sure. Well, thanks for having me, Lee. I know we talked a lot and we have to do a video still. But my background, so I grew up in Iran. From the age of 2, I was just playing, in my grandpa's garage. He was a football player too. He played for Istiklal in Iran. It was a Premier League. So I think ever since a young age, growing up there, I just love football, every day just playing with friends in the street. And then around 6, 7, I moved to Canada, and that's when I started playing more. I joined the city team, and we had a good coach at the time. He played for Canada in the World Cup, the only
Wow.
time they went to the World Cup. So it was
That's
good,
brilliant.
there
Runs in the family.
around, yeah. So around 16, I joined the Canadian Soccer League, and then we became champions of Canada. And an agent took me to Slovakia, and I signed in Slovakia a bit, and then had an injury. The team was FC Vion. It was in the Premier League, Fortuna Liga, the name of the league. And yeah, got injuries, came back to Boston, and that's when we started doing the videos, just training with different players. The first player was an MLS player, I think, Kai Kamara at the time. And it just took off, We started doing more viewers came on, more sponsorships, and it just kept growing. And I was enjoying it, I love playing football, so it was tough to put it aside.
Yeah.
But this was something new I enjoyed, and I got to travel, eat what I want.
Yeah.
Just be free.
Well, it's the next best thing of being a footballer, isn't it? You're still coaching, you're involved with elite players, you're traveling the world, you're creating your own content, your own training, style, picking and choosing when you want to train, who you want to train. So I would say it's probably the next best thing to actually playing. Is that how it feels for you?
Yeah, it's amazing, just having the freedom. It's nice. Just planning everything yourself and doing what you want, you can be creative, and you get to do the fun stuff of training, so you don't have to go through all the tactics, possession, and stuff. You can skip straight to the shooting.
All the running, you don't have to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't have to do all the hard work off the ball. And so, like, when you was 6, obviously, did you find it tough moving countries at that age?
Yeah, of course. I was young, so I didn't know anything what was going on. I didn't know English, nothing. Just went to school, learned English in a few years, and then.
But it looks like you. Sorry, mate. Go on.
Yeah.
Sorry, what are you saying?
No, it was just a new challenge, But I think since I was young, it was okay. I think it's harder to go somewhere when you're older, I think, to adapt.
Right. Yeah, maybe because you probably settled down when you're 6. Like you said, you don't know a lot what's going on, but when you're older, you've probably got your friends, your comforts. You know a little bit more what's going on, so it's probably a little bit more difficult. But yeah, like you said, It runs in your family, football. Is that what really inspired you, do you think? Like coming from your granddad?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, everyone in Iran, they're playing street football, Like you just grow up there. That's the thing to do. And one of our uncles, he was one of the architects of a big stadium back there. So when we were young, we got access to one of the nice stadiums just to kick around like 1 hour, 2 hours.
Nice.
So
that's where the dream starts.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow. So yeah, like you said, you just started doing the videos, 1 or 2 players. You started growing, and then when are you obviously you're doing this full time? I would imagine now. When did you actually commit to think, right, this is something that's going to work? This is what I want to do full time, and actually commit everything to it.
Yeah.
When did you make that decision?
I was actually doing videos while I was playing too. Okay. But it wasn't consistent, because when you're playing, it's tough. You have a lot going on all day. You're training, recovering. It's tough to shoot extra videos outside. But like the off days or something, we would shoot some content. But I think once I got injured, came back home, and I went more tough at it, more consistently, 4 or 5 times a week, shooting, editing, etc. And I think when I really got injured after Slovakia, that's when I did 100% in this. I invested. And then we did a big tour around USA. So we went around USA shooting with different MLS players. And that's when it took off, you know. We were getting invited to different events with sponsors, Adidas, and other brands. So it went good. And then I just went full time with this.
That's good. That's good. Because it does take a lot of commitment, like from an outsider watching. You see like these videos made. They might be less than a minute. That's where it all started with Instagram. You're creating these videos, but there's a lot of work that goes into it behind the scenes, and you know, it's effort, creativity, time, commitment. But yeah, you'll know a lot better than me. You've smashed it. You're one of the pioneers for this. So, how hard have you found it over the years?
Yeah, I think any job has difficulties, you know. I think one of the challenges is always coming up with new ideas and a lot of traveling, because every week or two we're in a new country shooting with different players. So it's really based on availability, especially because we're shooting in the season. Maybe one player in England says, okay, this day we can shoot. Then we fly there, then fly to the next player, you know. So sometimes it's crazy, but you have to enjoy it, you know. If you enjoy the process, then it's just fun. You're with your friends, traveling, being on the pitch, seeing the clubs, how they work, and you learn a lot of good experience.
Yeah, that's good. And like working with these players they've all got different backgrounds. They're all playing at different levels, men and women, different age groups. Like, do you learn a lot from every individual? Do you try to get tips off them? What's your experience? You try to, you know, take the best from these players you meet.
Yeah, for sure. We learn a lot from every player. It's more technical sessions, so actually sometimes maybe they learn from us, you know.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they don't do this stuff in their training, so it's something new for them. But obviously we like to learn from them too, like what they're doing, what fitness routines, how they're preparing before a game, and just seeing how their clubs work, you know. Clubs are different. You see the management, other sides of the business also, which is good. And I think you can always learn, you know. Even if you're Messi, you're still learning, so definitely you can never get enough.
And tell me a little bit about, like, obviously you've coached some players that everyone knows around the world. Tell me a couple of experiences you've had with a couple of the players.
Yeah, one of the bigger players we did was Hakimi at Dortmund. He was great to work with. I think it was 2-3 days before Champions League also when we did it.
Wow.
And he scored the next game, which was cool, you know. Sometimes it's nice when you a player and they score.
Yeah.
Like the same thing happened with Schalke, one of the young, shorter guys. He scored a header the next game, and he never scored a header. You know, we were just doing header training, so it's funny. Not taking credit, but it's just nice to.
You should do. Yeah, definitely take credit for that. Yeah, that's brilliant. And so, what's your plans like? What's your big plans? Obviously, you've gone now for over 600,000 fans and followers on your Instagram. I see this 3 million on TikTok. You've got 250,000 on Facebook. What's the next thing? Where do you want to go? Where do you want this to progress?
Yeah, I think we want to keep working with bigger players, you know, just keep traveling, working, and growing the other stuff too. Like you said, the podcast, the training app, just train kids from all over the world. That's the goal, and keep them inspired, you know. A lot of kids, when they see this, they want to go out and try, which is good. And just keep motivating and inspiring the kids.
Yeah, that's good. So just talking about the kids, and because there's a lot of players who follow me, ask me for advice, and I'm sure you get the same. For the style of training you're providing, what benefits do you feel the kids and the players can take from that, or go and implement and try themselves? What are the benefits they're going to get from it?
Yeah, I think benefits like just becoming more comfortable with the ball technically. Like I said, it's a lot of technical stuff that, of course, they do their fitness and other stuff with their coach, but just at home, they can always be working on their footwork and first touch. I think first touch is really important because it comes down to small seconds in the game. When you go to a higher level, just one check of the shoulder, half a second faster touch, you know?
I agree.
I think,
definitely agree.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I think that's some of.
I think I learnt that a little bit too late. Well, not too late, obviously, because things are going well. But I wish I learned at a younger age that working on that first touch, working on the ball in between the cones, and all the, the little things, just making the ball so comfortable at your feet. I wish I knew that at a younger age, because I started professional football at a low level in England, and the lower the leagues are in England, the mentality is more that play more direct, play strong, run, and more. It's pretty. It doesn't become more technical; it becomes more physical at the lower professional leagues. Yeah, so I worked a lot on physical stamina, making sure mentally I was strong, that kind of thing. But when I went to Thailand at 21, that's where I started slowly changing my mindset and my training. So now I focus on similar things to what you're doing: ball in between the feet, going between cones, making things awkward and different to what you're not used to doing. And it's been massive for my career over the last 2 or 3 seasons. It's elevated my career so much.
Yeah, it's great. I've seen the stuff you do. It's amazing. So keep it up.
I appreciate that. Definitely coming from you as well, the stuff you're providing. And so let's get into these training apps and the training you're providing online and through your website for the players, because that's what people are after, really, who are following me, who are following me on my private account, which is Lee Tuck. These players all want to get better. They all want to know what they can benefit, from these applications. And I think what you're doing already is a fantastic way to do it. So just share a little bit about your app and your website and what you can provide these guys.
Yeah, for sure. So the app is still recently new, so we got a bunch of stuff to add to it. But I think the benefit is that they can get access to the right training, because we're in touch with all these pro players. So we're trying to build these programs based on what these players are doing. So I'm talking with players from different clubs like Everton, Dortmund, and other big teams to see what they're doing, how many sets, how many reps, how they're recovering. So the goal is to make different programs with different players on the app, and just for different things: strength and conditioning, explosive work, recovery, warm up, almost everything. So we want to do that with some of the top players. So it's really good,
Yeah, so you're going to get obviously the best of the specialised players in different fields there. So yeah, I think that's a good idea. Teaming up with the right people and providing that kind of content. So what do? They can get the app through your profile, right? Is there a link there?
Yeah, there's a link there. So if they're interested, they can join, and they can message me anytime also. So I'm trying to message everyone who's been messaging.
Yeah, no, I think I had a quick look at it. It's very similar to what I'm doing. I think the concept behind it, where you're going to get the top players providing with, like you said, strength and conditioning, rehab, all that kind of stuff is definitely going to benefit players. So you should check that out if you're tuning into this. And what about your podcast? What content are you giving? What kind of things are you talking about on there?
Yeah, the podcast is good. We're on episode 50 now. So
Wow.
it's just insight to the players' lives, like tips they have for young players and stories about their life, you know. It's always good to learn from someone with experience. So I think there they can see different players, their lives, their journeys, because they all had different journeys and challenges. I'm sure no player just had the easy route all the way to the top. So I think there they can really learn, and it's audio experience, so they can listen wherever, if they're driving or running, which is good.
Yeah, I think that's the way a lot of things going now. I've started listening to a lot more podcasts, football related, and it's just like when I go for a run in the morning, just put earpods in, listen to Peter Crouch's podcast or whatever, and just I think it can help, especially players who are a little bit older. I think it might be a little bit difficult for young players to listen to podcasts, but one thing that I've come across while doing like 11x football is you get players at all different ages and all different backgrounds. Some players want to know more about fitness, some players want to know more about rehab. Just put something on the Instagram the other day, and like, do you want to know more about mentality or fitness? And then a lot of people put mentality, and when I put it on Facebook, it was the opposite way around. People want to know more about fitness. So I think it's good to share a wide variety of content for players to improve. And that's where I think the platforms like your app, my membership is good, because they're going to get the best of everything really on there. So it's all about sharing your experiences. So you're getting the guys on the podcast, sharing their experiences, the tough times, the good times, and that's what inspires young players, and even me, inspires me to go on and try and do better. So I think it's good. You've got a lot going on then with all the podcasts.
For sure. It's been busy, I think now during quarantine, there's way more things happening than before quarantine.
Yeah, too much time to think.
That's good.
Yeah. So what's your plans now that lockdown slowly stopping? What are you going to do? What's your plans?
Yeah, we're just seeing like what leagues are becoming open and what we can get access to. We might do some stuff with the MLS players, because they're all going to Florida for a month. They're doing a cup there.
So they're all going to be in the same.
So they're all there for 1 month. They're doing a cup, so you can get access to all the teams, So it'd be a good scenario.
Right. Might work out better for you then to get them all in one spot.
Yeah, for sure. It's much easier.
I might not have to travel as much then.
Yeah, for sure. I enjoy it now. Staying home is nice.
Yeah. And just before you go, like, what advice would you give to players looking to make it in pro football?
Yeah, so advice, there's a lot of things you can do, always keep learning, stay focused when you go to training, always try and improve, take every training serious, listen to your coach, and obviously listen to the experts like you. Just learn from the top players, watch them, see how they perform, their techniques, how they touch a ball, and just keep learning, And I think just have a drive. If you really want to make it, you'll find a way. So just go through. There's going to be a lot of hard times, but it's all part of the journey. And even those hard times, try to enjoy, because one day you'll look back and you'll remember those hard times and think that was a cool journey. So I think that's my advice. And obviously, kids now, they're more lucky than before, you know. In our time growing up, we had to learn everything ourselves, basically. There was no one-on-one trainings, mentors, or internet. So I think kids now, they can learn a lot with everything they have. They have access to everything. So I think they can use that.
Definitely, yeah. What you said there is spot on. The two things that I got was never stop learning. That's one thing I always try to tell myself, even when you're past your 30s. If you stop learning, you're going to go back. And, you know, you've got to focus and work hard with that. You know, if you're learning, you've got to give it all your effort. You've got to work hard and focus. So that's, you know, great advice there. And you're right. All the things are on the internet now. We didn't have that when we were starting out. So these kids need to take advantage of that. You know, they can train with the teams, can train with the coaches, but what we're providing through our platforms is they're going to get a lot of value for a small investment and get ahead of the game. So, you know, they need to take advantage of that. Check out your page, check out what you're providing, even though you've got so much free content out there. What you're providing in your website, in your apps, similar to me, what I'm providing inside the academies is, you know, that's the real deal there. That's where you're going to push on and get much better. So, yeah, I want to just say thank you for having this fantastic chat.
For sure. Thanks.
You've provided a lot of great advice, and I'm super excited every time I see videos. And you know, I'm blown away with the players you're meeting, you're coaching, and you just got to keep doing it because you're inspiring so many people, even pro level players. So top work, keep it up, mate, and keep in touch.
Thanks, Lee, for sure. Appreciate it. Hope everyone enjoyed and hope to see you soon.
Yeah. All right. Take care. Thanks for coming on, mate.
Thanks, Lee. See you.
All right. Till next time. Bye-bye.